Want to know how to make a man obsessed with you with just a text message? I'm talking about refreshing his phone, checking if you've replied, and planning dates just to see you again. Now, I'm going to give you 3 texts that don't just get replies, they get him to chase you. So you can thank me later next time you need a ChatGPT therapy session. Oh, he hasn't responded in 72 hours. That is not going to happen again. Now, I got to warn you that these text messages are so powerful. I do not want you to use them on anyone you don't want to be obsessed with, because if he starts blowing up your phone like crazy, don't come crawling to me. I take 0 complaints on this channel. Text number 1, date bait. You got to give him a little bit of bait to get him on the date. So because you want a relationship with a man and not a phone, we got to get this guy out in public. No more pen pal, we want an actual date. So this is how we get him to suggest a date without you looking despy. We don't want you to be looking despy out there. You plant the seed, let him water it. Okay, so option A, are you as funny in person as you are on text? And that's you guys have been bantering a little bit, but you're like, why isn't this guy setting the date? Boom, you give him just enough for him to latch onto and make the date. So here's what happens with option A. He'll probably say, you'll have to find out, and then you sound perfect, you tell me when. Boom, power's still in your hands, and you perfectly set him up to advance the relationship. Get off the phone and get into a restaurant, some kind of date. Option B, you could say, hey, I've been doing such and such activity lately. It could be SoulCycle classes. Have you been? They're so much fun. We should go sometime. Boom, a low commitment offer to go join you for a workout class. And this I prefer if you guys have gone on maybe like 1 or 2 dates and you're kind of just like, you know what, I'm going to be doing this thing. We should go sometime. And it's incumbent upon him to be like, yes, let's go next Saturday. I really like when you give him options, you give him the seed and he can go water it. So with option B, you're sharing something that you're actually excited about. You know, dinner dates are fun and all, but isn't it nice when you kind of just double time activities? We're all busy people at the end of the day. So suggest something that you naturally would want to do together, and it's you being confident without being super pushy. Again, plan the idea, let him execute the plan. So let's talk about the psychology of this all. You're giving the opportunity to be the man, to take charge, to take the lead, which he should want to do, all while showing you're interested in more than just texting, in actually advancing the relationship itself. And you have real life and real interests he can be a part of easily with that SoulCycle class or easily with any other activity you want. And this separates you from all the other women who are content being, digital entertainment and just, are on the apps. You want something real. Now, one thing to watch out for is a person that only wants to invite you to drink dates. And you're like, man, are we ever going to go out to dinner? So one thing you can do is if they're constantly inviting you out to drink dates, you can say, I would love to, but I can't drink on an empty stomach. Boom. Let the problem-solving mechanism of the man be like, oh, let's grab dinner instead. Boom, that got you right out of the drink state. Hey, if you like a drink state, fair enough, but if you want a dinner date instead, use that text. All right, let's get into text number 2, and this is the open loop. Some people call it the Intrigue creator. Now, if you've ever been watching a Netflix show and you're just like, whoa, the ending to that episode was so good, I must watch the next one. We're going to be doing the exact same thing with your dating life. We're going to be taking the billion-dollar ideas that Netflix has in all of the major movie studios, and we're going to be building it into your dating life, so he's constantly like, dang, I want to see her again. All right, so this one builds serious attraction and curiosity by showing you have a life outside of your phone. So what you can do is you can text him, hey, can't wait to tell you what happened today, and this is kind of like a bridge into the date. So option A is like, can't wait to tell you what happened today when we meet up, winky face. Option B, you won't believe the story I have for you, but it's definitely an in-person conversation. Because he's like, dang, I wonder what happened. And you're kind of leaving this cliffhanger. If you don't have a story, make something up. You always have cool things going on in their life. Comedians, they don't live that much cooler of a life than you. They're just really good at remembering stories. So that's one of the tricks we have on a date is we write down like 3 interesting things about us, 3 interesting things that happened that week. And we always have something to talk about. So here's why all of this works is we are creating a curiosity loop. And then he's like, oh, dang, I have something to look forward to. I have some interesting things that I'm going to be hearing about. Guys, they seriously do like a little bit of cheese, They do like a little bit of gossip. Don't let them tell you they don't. I know bajillions of guys. I went to all boys school, for Christ's sake. I know so many of these guys, and they love a little bit of gossip. They love a story. They love a little bit of cheese. Cheese is gossip for people that don't speak Spanish. So here's why this all works. You're assuming you'll meet up with confidence. So you've planted the idea, hey, I'll tell you when we meet up. Boom. So if he hasn't made a date, it's giving them, hey, buddy, make the date. And you're creating a story loop that he wants to be a part of, right? You're showing him some interesting aspects and like cool things are happening in your life without him involved. Hey, I got all this cool stuff going on. I'm gonna tell you about it in person because it's definitely an in-person conversation. And you're making face-to-face time more valuable than texting. Oh, you can't share this information. I'm gonna give you a preview, but I'll make you buy the full movie, right? So this text makes him wonder about what you're even up to when you're not texting him, because he's wondering like, dang, she kind of got a cool life going on. I don't know that much. All of these curiosity loops you can build into your life. This is like pretty much being good at marketing because they're like, dang, What's going on with her? All right, text number 3. Let's get into the flirty follow-up. And this is really when you've gone on a date. Flirty follow-up. Let me hit that number 3. Boom. Flirty follow. And this one's great after a date or a hangout. Instead of the boring, hope you got home safe, which we love, by the way, which we love, you send something with a little bit of edge. Hope you manage to enjoy the rest of your night without me. Winky face. I love that because you're keeping it flirty, you're keeping it fun, and you're opening the door to really fun experiences in the future. He's like, dang, she's got like a little bit to her. You want to be sexy, you want to be fun, you want to have that charisma, that energy that guys are attracted to. They're like, dang, he's just assuming my night sucked without him, which is, it's just hot. It's a hot text. Okay, hope you survived the rest of the evening without my amazing company. This one I don't like as much. My number one favorite is I hope you enjoyed the rest of your night without me, but still a good one. And it really just has so much confidence. You're playfully assuming you made his night significantly better. You're being a little bit cocky, but in the most charming way. And you're showing that you're not needy or insecure. And you definitely created a smile. If he cracked a smile, and I know he did, otherwise he don't really like you that much. And this text says, I'm fun to be around and I'm not afraid to own it. Let's get into text number 4. Number 4. And this is the confident callback. Confident callback. And this one is perfect after you've hung out instead of the, I had fun. You make these moments feel a lot more special. So we had kind of that like cheeky callback. Now we're in a confident callback. So still thinking about how you opened that door for me very gentlemanly. The way you handled that situation at dinner was very attractive. The way you did XYZ, very hot, right? You can determine whether you want to use hot or not or attractive or depends on all your style, right? But the psychology is you want to start rewarding this guy for things that he does well. So if he brought you flowers, you say, oh, I'm still thinking about when you brought me flowers. That was so attractive. Boom. Reinforce that. He'll do that for pretty much forever in the future. Reinforce his good behaviors. And this is kind of, how you train people to be the best version of themselves is to positively reward the good behaviors and to kind of, pull back your energy when they're not doing something you want. So psychology is you make them feel seen and appreciated for specific actions, not like, hey, you have really big muscles. And you're using attraction language, not friendly language, right? We are still trying to build a certain amount of intimacy tension so that we're lovers and not just friends. And you created positive associations that he wants to repeat. He's like, dang, when I did that, she liked it a lot. I'm going to do that again. Make sure to only obviously do that with things you want to be repeated. And you're showing you notice the details. He'll think, wow, she really appreciates it when I step up and I do that. Option C is you could mention this. This is a little bit more on the like dark psychology route. But let's say you want to train him to buy you things or to gift you things. I was thinking about XYZ book you mentioned. I was thinking about when you mentioned Catcher in the Rye. Do you have a copy, by the way? And a thoughtful man will get you it. He'll either buy it for you or he'll go find it. And if he doesn't, he don't really like you like that. Because imagine this. A book is something very cheap. It's like $20. And a lot of people prefer to gift knowledge than to give like a necklace or AirPods or something like that because people feel used. But if you do it for a book, the guy's like, wow, she's intellectual. She's interested in what I'm interested in. Guys are so easy. This is why I hate the term mansplaining, right? Because like guys just naturally want to explain things. And like if you ask them about World War II, you ask them about trains, you ask them about like building and different kind of things that are guys interested in. I call this dude crack, right? You want to have a little bit of dude crack in your back pocket if you're like, dang, I have no idea what to talk to about this guy. Ask him what he likes in history and just literally go deep on that subject and just listen. Guys love talking about that. If he's in like a paddle league, go talk about paddle. Go talk about pickleball with him. Let that man speak because you're learning a lot more about him than he is about you, and he'll become obsessed with you because he's like, dang, I really like spending time with her because people love to yap about themselves. All right, let's get into number 5. Number 5. Number 5 is the desire reaction. Reaction. All right, so this is when you send a compliment and you don't just say thanks like you're his buddy. You create some heat. So let's say he sends you something, interesting. You say, hey, you're making me blush in public over here. Stop making me smile like an idiot at work, or stop making me smile like a loon at work. Depends on what kind of word you want to use. And here's the psychology is you're painting a picture of that he can visualize. He can literally, I can see somebody right now like kind of smiling at their phone at work, and you're showing him his words have an absolute effect on you. You're using desire language again and not friendly language, continuing to build up, like increase intimacy, decrease friend vibes. That's one thing I hate is that people will be like, oh, my partner's my best friend. And you're like, bruh, my best friend's name is Brandon. What are you talking about? Your partner should be your lover, your intimate person, but not necessarily your best friend. All right, so all these 5 texts, what they do is they show a lot of confidence, they create visual experience, they create a lot of desire language, not friendship. We're not trying to get caught in the friend zone or the situationship zone. We're trying to progress the relationship, and they make real life more appealing. Oh, I have this great story I need to tell you about. Boom, real life more appealing. Boom, we got to go try this thing. Incentivizes actually meeting up, because again, you do not want a relationship with a phone, you want it with a person. So some rules to stand by in texting is you're not a chat all day girly. If you guys are just starting out, set early hours. I like to say 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Do not be chatting late into the night. This is a way people can build up false intimacy. Again, keep it within business hours. Only chat in business hours. And show your personality, but don't be Shakespeare. I like using stickers, memes, emojis, all these kinds of things. You do not want to be writing novels and novels and novels. A funny meme and a funny stickers will beat paragraphs of explaining your feelings any single day. Also, something to check out. I know we're talking all about text here, but voice notes, underrated, underrated. Just make sure you kind of have an idea going into the voice note. Don't be rambling on, but when you have something important and fun to share, especially if the conversation's a little bit dull, you can spice it up with a voice note because it's a big pattern interrupt. It'll let your personality shine through much more than text on a screen do. So voice notes create that intimate, personal feeling. So remember, the goal is not to be the best texter. These texts will get you very far, but you want to be the woman he can't stop thinking about and is desperate to see in person and not via text.